Lonnie, you wanna do a fit check? All right, Lonnie. Fit check, you and me. Lonnie's rocking the all black, full void with a little bit of tuxedo going on, cause she's elegant like that. And I am in racing attire. I'm in racing attire. Just, I'm always ready to go fast. At a moment's notice, I can go fast. So, just keep that in mind. You have maybe never seen me from this angle. I'm in my office and I sort of decided that I'm going to use my desk for other things than gaming. Good job. Thank you. There's a really important project that I felt needed my attention, so here I am giving it my attention. These little freaks have been taking over mine and your life and many other people's lives. They're freaks, but I love them. You know, I don't understand it, but the labubus are everywhere. Not a complaint. They're so everywhere that people are making outfits, tattooing their labubus and taking their labubus to the salon. And I just felt like this is something that called to my soul. It called to some part of me to get my crafting energy out for the greater good of the labubu. I bet you're thinking to yourself, what will he be making for his labubu? No, you're not, because you clicked on the video and it's spoiled in the video, unless I lied. I'm pretty good at that. No, I'm not. I've never lied. Watch out. Watch out. All right, so let me break the news, okay? We need to make a piece of gear for these little freaks to wear. They need something to wear to guard their precious little noggins, okay? I wanted to do that in the only way I know how. I wanna make my labubu a racing helmet. And the reason I wanna do that is, I don't need a reason. Like, to be honest, crafting is a lot of work. We should really get started. Let's get started on making racing helmets for our labubus. And let's make sure we're taking this very seriously because this is not a joke. Not a joke, okay? Not a joke. Serious stuff. All right, step one is have some EVA foam laying around conveniently from another project that you're working on that has yet to see YouTube as well. Step two, get a heat gun and turn it on high. Turn it on high. Turn it up. Crank it. That's right. And backwards. God, I didn't get a walk today. I had my zoomies and no one walked me. So we're gonna need some supplies is what I'm getting at for this project. And hopefully I'm not forgetting anything. EVA foam. It doesn't have to be cosplay grade or high density, even though this is the type I'm using. It can be any EVA foam. You're gonna need a heat gun, duct tape, some sealant or adhesive cement for cosplay foam, and a brush. We will need Plastidip markers, our cutting tools, tin foil. We will need tin foil. I'll explain later. Also, you're gonna need a piece of plastic, which we will be using for the visor. This is one of those projects that I have no idea why I'm doing it. And I also don't know how I got here to the point of like setting things up and like buying equipment and supplies for it, because we're in it now. Like there's no turning back. I just felt this calling where like I'm so passionate about Formula One and then I'm also just like super hyper fixated on these little freaks everywhere. I'm like on the Pop Mart app. I have an alarm. So I figured I need some way for these two things to come together, labubus and racing, to bring me back to YouTube. So here we are. Sorry if you're looking for cooking content, and although this won't be edible, I'm gonna cook. Chat, look how tall I am. Just kidding, I was on the stool. Anyway, now my labubus need me to go get some tinfoil sheets to cover their heads in so we can make them all custom helmets. What? I just felt like you needed to see her up close because she's so perfect. So the video I watched used a human head size like wig holder, and I didn't really remember too much of a specific method on like how the foil was applied to the head. So I think I'm just gonna the freak. So let's see. All right, we have to avoid, obviously, the ears, so we're gonna need to make a cut for that. Also, if you're wondering, we only have to do this part once. Because you could do this part up to 3 times, maybe 4 times, maybe even 5 times. If you have even more labubus, you could do it even 6 times, maybe even 7. Now it's like the part where you need to just rip the damn foil off, okay? We'll make holes for the ears to pop through the helmet so you can see that the ears are still there even with the helmet on. That'll be the final mock-up. All right, so I'm just gonna try to like press down the labubu. Bro does not look comfortable, I'm not gonna lie. Tinfoil feels like a very punishing material for people who don't know when to stop doing what they're doing. Caitlin, we're gonna try one more time. And if this doesn't work, labubu giveaway. I'm talking about you. I'm just gonna really try to secure the foil under bro's neck like that. Imagine if someone walked in on you watching this right now. What the fuck am I even doing? This feels way more secure, and you can see his face through the foil. So we're gonna have an idea of where the helmet's gonna go, that's gonna be helpful later. The glow up that bro is about to have, he's gonna go from this to like an actual Ferrari driver. Lewis's new teammate. Sorry, Charles. They're replacing you, man. Time to cut through some tinfoil. Hoping that we don't cut bro's tag. Imagine. So I'm just gonna like cut my spot here. So this is what I'm gonna start with. And then I think it's time to get the marker out and actually set up our cutting surface, because it's time to like get the sharp edges out and get crafting. Like I need you to walk in, because it's like actually it's starting right now. So and cut and action. It's time for the duct tape. Okay, so now we are gonna be duct taping over the top of bro's face. The point of the tinfoil is just to like protect, I think, the surface of whatever you're molding and the adhesive. So now the duct tape is really gonna be like what helps the helmet keep its shape in its early stage. Sorry, I forgot you were there. Hello, I'm talking this way. How rude of me. Maybe this becomes a trend. Maybe this, maybe making Formula One helmets of your favorite team or driver for your labubu to wear on Grand Prix Sunday will be the thing that all, yeah, I don't know. I'm just trying to cover all the spots of head, labubu head. Nothing like a nice fresh roll of duct tape to suffocate your labubu with. Okay, so we're gonna need our Sharpie now. And I think what we wanna do, where's his face? Is this his face? Oh my God, bro. Look how low his eyes are. Bro's got a big forehead, holy. Okay, so we wanna mark like basically a T where the brow is, like the nose and the brow. So his eyes are here, right? Nose is there. But the point, I think, is now we're sort of marking where we're gonna cut our sections. And I think that will make more sense when we start to take this off of bro. Because what we're gonna do is we're gonna cut the helmet of duct tape into sections and then lay it flat. And then we're gonna basically use that template to recreate the shapes and the segments of the helmet in foam. Sorry, my door's ringing. Yeah. Sorry, no solicitors. No solicitors. No solicitors. Yeah, your bed's gone. Your bed's gone. I had to do arts and crafts today. I'm sorry that your bed had to be moved. It's over there. Why don't you sit right there? There we go. Very good. The office goblin has returned. Is this gonna work? Is this the most insane thing that I've ever tried? What the hell, bro? No, this isn't that crazy. We could do it. We could lock in and do it. I will say, like, watching the tutorial, bro, doing this on a human head size model is like, oh my God, that looks way easier, bro. All right. Little bro, this might hurt a little bit, okay? and I'm sorry about it. But we got to do this to keep you safe on those tracks. All right? When you're flying down the Hamilton Straight, your little tiny labubu head will be protected. All right, so I am just gonna be cutting along these lines and hoping kind of for the best. Whatever ends up happening, where'd you go? Oh, whatever ends up happening today, the most important of all, gold, glue, and, sorry, I was just saying words. The labubus are just gonna appreciate that we tried, you know what I mean? Okay. So this is the visor piece, and then, so these came out pretty even. I'm actually kind of proud of those. Those are pretty uniform. And then, yeah, thank you to our test subject. He did sustain a few minor cuts, but we can give him some scar tape and send him on his way. It doesn't look that bad. All right, so now is when we be artful, okay? So we have to trace these little shapes onto the construction paper, and then we need to cut more exact cutouts to base the molds off of, because the duct tape isn't exactly with the edges and stuff, as you can see. So I am just gonna try to, that looks pretty good. Just gonna like smooth this out a little bit. And then so this is like the bottom panel that kind of comes down. Actually, it takes up the whole ear, and then it's here, it's the side panel. And then this one right here is the back and the top that comes over to the front. So we're basically, this is all we need. That was actually a pretty cool technique, to be honest, like I'm not even lying. Taking the duct tape over the top of aluminum foil to make a material that would shape to a sphere, but then also you could cut it and lay it flat, like pretty genius. So, time to cut this out of the paper. Also, we do need to add these little indents, and the indents are gonna allow the shape to fold without causing like creases. If our piece looks like that, instead of the edges being rounded, there's gonna be these little divots like that, and we're gonna cut those out so that when we fold it around a spherical surface, there's no like extra bunching up. We will take a break right now to let you know about the history of the blue labubu. Fun fact, the blue labubu exists only because they made a mistake when they were testing color palettes for the green labubu, Serenity, and it came out looking like this, and that was a lie. Of course the blue labubu was gonna be a thing. This is a super popular Pantone. What? Did you believe me? Okay, back to work. If you do end up making this project and following what I'm doing, I would really love to see your creations, because I'm sure y'all's are gonna be so much better than mine, and I just can't wait to see what y'all make. Gotta make sure these last cuts are true so that we don't rip any foam. Bro, this is technically my first cosplay. Like, I am building this cosplay. It's not going on my person, but it's going on my little freak. Also, shout out to my dope ass artist mother, who let me use a bunch of her supplies to do this very important project that is worthy of a giant self-healing mat. How crazy is it that mats can heal themselves, bro? Like, are they doctors? How do you heal? Dr. Matt, I don't feel so good, Dr. Matt. Heal me. All right, well, this is what it should look like when you're done cutting out all of your helmet pieces. We're getting there, we're cooking. Okay, we have reached the moment of real excitement, which is the heat gun. So I am going to take this heat gun and just start to warm these pieces up a little bit. I don't know, I think we just go for it. It doesn't require a lot of heat, so, you know, like it's more or less like a hair dryer. Oh my God, look at this strat. Oh my God, look at this strat. You're gonna try to be forming the shape using the heat to kind of loosen the stiffness of the foam. Why don't other people use heat guns like this? It's really nice. Wait, this is fun. This is fun. This was supposed to be when we were also gonna get out our adhesive. So we have contact cement. This is super strong adhesive. So don't put this anywhere where you don't want things to stick like really strongly. Basically, I'm trying to get adhesive in these little spots that we need to close as the helmet takes shape. We're doing so while also managing our heat too. Basically, this is what we're aiming for here. And then this is gonna come around the front like that. And then you have half a racing helmet. All right, well, the contact cement is already starting to take a little bit, which is really nice. I'm gonna try to lock in and just really get this shape going so we can start assembling this helmet. All right, contact cement. Time to do contact cement things and stick, you know? You know what I mean? Like, just like be more contact cement-y. Hey, like, what do you mean? It's not sticking at all. Guy who didn't read the directions on anything. All right, this is actually teaching me to chill and trust the process though, because I tend to want to speed to the end. Okay, this is slowly starting to close. It almost looks like I took apart a baseball right now. It even looks like a baseball that lost its skin. Yo, a heat gun is low-key really fun. It's really fun because it's like, it's got the heat, you know? All right, well, a little update on the helmet. I mean, from the side, it looks almost like a racing helmet. Hold. All right, so we now have to connect this all together. Time to lock in and figure it out, as I like to say, as we like to say in the biz of trying stuff and pretending like you know what you're doing for the first time, even though you have no idea what you're doing. Time to lock in. Lock it and clock it. I feel like little Labubu's mechanic right now. He crashed his car in practice or qualifier and I'm just fucking sitting here fixing his, just kidding. I'm happy to do this, little guy, don't worry. You chill out. You take a load off, man. There are cosplayers potentially watching this video just shuddering at my technique and inefficiency, but that is okay. I accept those terms. Cosplayers are cooler than me and I never even had a chance. You know what's crazy is I probably could have just like found a toy size racing helmet and bought it and then shoved it on the Labubu's head, called it a day, but I think I needed to immerse myself in the Labubu's world. Okay, it's been many hours and this is our rough version, unfinished, plastadipped, and obviously unpainted with no visor version of the Labubu helmet, but we could try it on, potentially. Let's just take out the ear holes. Okay, this at least looks kind of good. It needs a little work, but it kind of fits. So here's what needs to happen. I need to find a way to lock in and clean this up so it's smooth and it's all one surface. So once that's done, we can start working on the visor and then we plastidip and then we're almost at the end. So I need to just smooth this out. So that is what I'm gonna do now. Okay, we are outside. I am laying down. I'm tired. It has been like 6 hours since we started this project, but we are not ready to give up. I just spent literally an hour using this Dremel. I got the helmet to a spot where I feel like it's got the right shape. Now it's time, I think, to plasti dip, because I think plasti dip is gonna help smooth some of the surfaces. So let's spray some plastic on our helmet for the labubu. There we go. Definitely put too much, and that is okay. But now it at least sort of has the shine that we are looking for. So I'm gonna let this dry for a few hours. All right, we did good work today, okay? We made a lot of progress, but I am gonna need one more day to finish this. It is currently about 9 p.m. The helmet is outside. I have it on a drying schedule where I'm giving it a coat of plasti dip and I'm letting it dry and then repeating. Assuming the helmet is dried, I will start by making the face shield, the visor out of the plastic that we have, making sure that looks good and fits, and then we're gonna be decorating the helmet. So I cannot wait to show you the helmet livery and how it's all gonna look. And I don't know, I just spent 7 hours building a helmet for a labubu. So how about you? So how are you doing? Because like, what did you do today? And I hope it was good. So see you in the morning. Okay, welcome back. It is day 2, all right? We have returned to the workshop and the helmet is in pretty good shape, I would say. This is what it's looking like. And it's not a finished texture, but it's not supposed to be, because we are going to be decorating it today. Today is the arts and crafts. Well, no, today's the arts. Yesterday was the crafts. So we did crafts and arts. So the plan for today, in addition to decorating this helmet, as it is right now, is we need to make a visor. This looks like the piece we need. It's this duct tape that I think measures the general size of our visor. So it needs to be a little bit bigger, kind of everywhere. A little bit bigger, kind of everywhere. Here is my plan. So this is from my last merch collection. And this right here is like this plastic folder. And it's malleable, but I do feel like I could cut this in the perfect shape, and I feel like use the heat gun to potentially anchor it in position, but maybe I don't even need a heat gun. Maybe it will just kind of do what I'm looking for here. So let's get all set up. History lesson. During the 2025 Miami Grand Prix, many of you know this. For those who don't, Lando Norris wore a disco ball helmet. He literally decorated his helmet just like a disco ball. That felt kind of special to me for reasons. And so when I was thinking about, which helmet design do I want to do for the first one, because I feel like that's the one I should do, that one stuck out to me, obviously. And also, this helmet is not very smooth, like I said earlier. And so I think these little tiny mirror adhesive pieces will be the answer to our problems. So we could potentially be making an absolutely stunning disco ball helmet for little Mr. Labubu, who doesn't even know any of this is happening, because I don't even know if he's sentient. He might be. He didn't move after I said that. So that's gonna be later. First, we gotta make this visor, so. Okay, did we do it? We will see. Look at that. All right, so this really feels perfect. I'm not gonna lie. Like that feels, I mean, it's not like, it doesn't look perfect because I'm not holding it in the right spot, but like once you find the like right anchor points, the shield does look pretty damn seamless on the helmet. So I do have a trick up my sleeve though. And this is from when I made photo cards of my boys and stray kids. I have this holographic, these have different patterns of like holographic, and I really think that it would add a lot to the design to have some shiny on the visor, because why not? Like when you look at a race helmet in the lights, whether it's a night race or in the daytime, there's just wild reflections always hitting it, and it always looks so exciting. So I think I want to try that. All right, you ready for this? It's just got a little sparkle to it. And I think that is what the race helmets like low-key look like. Like sometimes they wear tinted and you can't see anything and it's shiny, but sometimes it's you know, it's for a night race and you can see through, but it also has like a shininess to it. So this feels really cool actually. All right, so now I'm gonna get the heat gun and try to bend this guy into the right shape because he needs to be not flat. He needs to be like that. Like even just a little bit of bend would help in having this kind of stay without putting too much pressure on these mounting points. So we're not just fully relying on the pins that I use to keep these intact. All right, and let's see. How did we do? Yeah, I think we're good. Now that this is done, we need to decorate this helmet. And that is gonna consist of me taking individual pieces of mirror, these little adhesive tiles, and putting them on little bro. And here's scale to show you how little these pieces are. So I'm gonna lock in, I'm gonna turn on K-pop Demon Hunters, and here's a time lapse of probably the most labor intensive part of this project. But by the end, it will be so worth it. It's not even funny.
Bad little baby, I'm hot like tea. I'm a bad little chick with a body on me like no ring, ring, ring. Never met a girl like me in his dreams. Lit like big with a face so mean. All the bad boys trying to get with me. No ring, 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 but they ain't got him hooked like me.
I bet don't do it in the morning cause baby, you know that I won't pick up at the moment. I left the flowers right at your door. Cause it's the only way I show you that I'm sorry.
All right, here it is. I actually am so happy with how this came out. It looks stunning. Like it looks stunning. So I found these little plastic push pins and these are gonna secure in place. And we're just gonna use these pins. I'll put some pin stoppers on the inside, or we'll just stab the labubu on the side of both sides of his head. But the last thing that I need to do now is I need to use some of this acrylic sealer to make this thing seal. So all these pieces don't ever come out of their spot. And then also there's gonna be a nice gloss and a top coat, if you will. So it is time to seal the deal. Yes, okay. This feels quicker. Hey, just pour it on there. You know, me when I'm at a restaurant and they're asking if I want cracked black pepper at the table fresh. And he's like, tell me when. And I'm like, all right, I'll get back to you in like 3 business days. All right, I know I said I was done, but I'm gonna do one last kind of coating so it doesn't have any fingerprints all over the final finish. And then we're gonna celebrate with our labubu with a race helmet because this was a lot of work and I am so excited with how it is coming out. Give me a couple hours and let me speed up time for you. Like that. Okay, grand finale time. Shall we do this? Shall we complete the project? All right, so this has been outside curing for some time now, and it's time that we added our visor. So I am just going to try to find the same spot we did last time and pierce between tiles. And I'm gonna take this get this little pin stopper. Again, not gonna be the most comfortable for our little guy, but it'll at least be safe from like impact. See how the pin backs are in there? Okay, here we go. Labubu, Lando Miami helmet. We gotta squeeze bro's head to get it in, just like a real F1 helmet. This is for immersion. Wait, why does this make me so happy? Okay, this is the best. I'm very happy with this reveal. Yeah, bro's rocking it. Does it slide up? Does it have clearance? It slides up if you like hold the helmet in the right angle, like that. And he's just getting a little air, then he's got to close it for safety. Well, there's that. We did that, and I'm proud of it. So I honestly don't know why this video exists or what compelled me to make it exist, but I am happy that it exists. And here's this. So enjoy it. Don't spend it all in one place. I'll see you next time for probably some more Labubu adventure crafts. This was really fun. So thank you for joining. Now we got to cut to a fan cam of Bro in his helmet, of course. Motherfucker, 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 motherfucker. Hey, 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 sit.
Yeah, stepping in the spot like she own it. Looking like the world is your runway. She can set it off like a gun.